He managed to fix it. He just stretched it out so he could get. How'd you fix it? You got your camera out of the frame?
Kind of.
Yeah, that's
All
what I
right,
figured.
all right, guys. So we're starting here with another weekly edition of the KANE Event. Unfortunately, Kodee has a prior engagement, which he did end up telling me about. But Project Runaway is nowhere to be seen, and I don't know where he went. So yeah. So and he didn't even tell me that he was not going to be here, which is I don't even know what to say about that, l0l. So anyway, so our guest today is going to be this week Gandido.
How you doing, bud?
Old school. When did you start playing Tekken?
Nah, no one knows this, but I actually started. I started dabbling in Tekken 4 just for SNGs, but I didn't even really play competitive Tekken. I didn't even really touch it competitively until Tekken 5. That's the only Tekken I really decided that, okay, I'm going to take this seriously, and that's what happened.
So who'd you mess around with in Tekken 4?
uh, 4, I think Lee was it that I tried playing in Tekken 4, and yeah, I tried playing Lee in Tekken 4, but the game was just I don't know, 4 was just so whack for me. The only reason I played Lee is like, okay, I saw the 1244 just frame and I thought it was cheap, so I'm like, okay, this looks cheap, so let me try this out.
Hmm.
It was either that or play Jin, and everybody else was playing Jin. And I'm like, nope, nothing to see here.
That's pretty interesting because you said Tekken 4 is your very first Tekken, but then you seem like you already know the game. Like, oh, 1244 is so cheap. Oh, Jin is so cheap. I'm gonna use these guys. It's like, are you sure
Yeah,
Tekken 4
well,
is your first game?
I did, I did my homework. It's not like I'm just going to play the game out of the blue and not know what I'm going to do.
I mean, well, isn't that
Well,
a lot of people?
you kind of have to remember. I didn't just start playing Tekken. When I came into playing Tekken, I didn't just come into playing games out of the blue. I had played Street Fighter and Marvel 2 and CVS 2 competitively already. My first major tournament was actually Evo 2002,
Hmm.
which is it's pretty ancient considering some of the people who are playing nowadays. But you know the first tournament I ever played overseas was before they tore Southern Hills Golfland down. When I traveled for Evo 2002, they had some of the Japanese players like Boss and a couple other things. The first player who I ever played was Choi. I played him in the CVS 2 tournament.
Choi
And
Boy.
yep, and that was a learning experience.
Hmm.
But so I came with that mindset. I'm like, okay, so we're gonna try picking up this game. It's like me, Kano, and a few other people. We like, okay, so there was already a semi decent for local standards Tekken 4 scene in Puerto Rico. And we're like, okay, so we want to try taking this to the next level, but we don't know anything about the game. So we kind of looked at it and said, okay, so it's Jin, Nina, Paul, Lee, and Steve. We're not really going to touch anything else other than these 5
Other
characters.
than top tiers.
Yeah, because we're like, okay, so if we're going to learn how to play this game, we're not really going to mess with anything else. So it's like, you know what? Why not?
Hmm.
Then when 5 dropped, that was the real kicker. We had PR Balrog, as you all know him now. We all knew him by Eduardo back then. He was actually the one that made Tekken 5 in Puerto Rico get felt, which is a little known fact. He basically said, I'm going to get good at this game no matter whatever you guys say. And he took Tekken 5 day one, and whatever it was that Korea was doing, that's what he was doing. So he saw it's like, who's winning in Korea? Nin. Who's he playing? Steve. What is he doing? That's what I'm doing. And he was racking them up, man. He was racking them up. It's like we knew everything that was going on back then. It was those were good times, and at around that time, I still decided I'm still going to play Lee. And Kano, the capo player, you remember him?
Right.
He's not just a capo player. The guy who plays third at Evo 2002. He's also my cousin. For those of you who don't know.
Oh shit.
Yes. He's always had like a strong influence in telling me which characters I should play. I don't know. He kind of gets my playstyle a little bit. He's like, hey, I think you should switch to Kazuya. And I'm like, I don't know why, but okay. And I'm here trying to learn how to move in this game, and I'm trying to do this on a perfect 360 joystick, which is not the funnest thing in the world when you're trying to learn how to wave dash. It kind of hurt my hands a little bit, but it was discipline. And shortly after that, there goes the boat. When T5DR dropped, the rest was history. When 5.1 dropped, everybody kind of stopped playing in Puerto Rico, and then after after DR dropped, the whole scene just kind of like revamped. It really kicked in.
So when you first started with Lee, were you using pad, or were you still using stick?
I was using. I think I was pad. I think I tried playing pad for a while. There was this. It was a really weird time. I've always been a stick player. But for some reason, it was sometime between when Soul Calibur 2 was still being played. I think we were doing the tournaments here in Puerto Rico. The tournaments in Puerto Rico for Soul Calibur 2 were being done either in Xbox or GameCube, and I had to play on pad with a PlayStation pad because I was not going to mess around. And shortly after that, I don't know if anybody. This is kind of embarrassing to say now. After playing pad for a while, because that's how I started learning Tekken, I decided, like, you know what, I need to finish this. I need to get away from this because I can't switch this. Back from when in PS1, when X-Men vs. Street Fighter for PS1 dropped, they had been selling these really cheap sticks called like Oski sticks.
Oh yeah, I remember those. Those are super shitty.
Hey, so that stick is actually the best stick I've ever used. No joke.
Ever? Huh?
No, they were either the worst sticks in the world or the absolute best ones. And I had about two of them, and one of them was really horrible, but the other one was so broken in that it was perfect. And I started playing on it when I was trying to like change the way I was playing in Soul Calibur 2. I was a Sofitia player back then, and I'm like, okay, so I guess I can play 3D games on this stick. And I ended up switching my game in Tekken 5 to that as well. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to be playing stick again. So no more bringing the pad to the arcades, and just trying to play with whatever the arcades were offering as well, because that's what I've always been doing. And it was a good time. Tekken 5 had maybe one of the top 3 scenes in Puerto Rico of all time. It was either Marvel 2 Third Strike or Tekken 5. In terms of productivity, though, like in terms of placing, definitely Tekken 5, though.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry to interrupt you real quick. Project Runaway just woke up. So, if you want to,
Oh, absolutely.
if you want to give that a minute, I'll
Absolutely. Let's look at that.
add him in.
You can follow it on your laptop if you want.
This guy, dude. Sorry, guys, for the people watching the stream. This Project Runaway is, I guess he was asleep the whole day. So, well. Sorry, man. You can go on. We're just gonna ignore this scrub for now. No, I'll try and get him on, so he'll pop up randomly.
That's fine. Oh, that's all good. What were we talking about again?
Puerto Rico, man. You start using Mishimas.
Oh
Tekken
no,
5.
yeah, well, no, we were talking about like the difference in the scenes. It was a very, very, very different scene back then, and you know, the way it really happened was between the scene was always either me, Kano, and Kano, PR Balrog, and a few other people. That's exactly, however, it is that whenever we three would get involved, it would mean that the scene would always get hyped or pumped up, and that's it. So when it started, whenever when they noticed that it's like, hey, we're playing, it's picking up. I'm like, okay, so now we're gonna take the characters that we want to play. And Kano told me, it's like, okay, you should play Kazuya. And when I switched to joystick, I'm like, okay, I can play these characters. And we started paying attention to not just the Korean videos. Japan. There were a couple of arcades. Not just what's the arcade that keeps doing these videos? Is it Green Arcade right now?
In Korea, yeah.
Yeah, but there used to be another one. Was it called Joybox? Right?
Oh, that was in Japan. That was only during
That was in
DR.
Japan.
Yeah, they eventually shut down.
Exactly. So Joybox Arcade used to stream a lot of videos, man.
Right.
They used to stream a lot of videos, a lot of them, and we were on that. We were on that crap 24/7. No, seriously. Like,
No, I know. I
if
was
I
too.
tell you, no, if I tell you right now who my favorite character to play is in DR, you will never be able to guess it.
In DR?
Yep.
I mean, obviously it wasn't Devil Jin. You
Nope.
you eventually moved to Devil Jin.
Yeah. Devil Jin is like by far my. It's not even. I wouldn't even consider Devil Jin my most serious tournament character. It's just a character that's he's the best in the game, and that's it.
I see.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm not gonna say Lily because I know that's wrong.
No, but you're closer than if you were. You're closer to answering the question if it was Mishima.
Hmm.
Just take a wild guess, man.
Well, it wasn't. It's not Lee, and it's not Lily, and it's not DJ.
Raven.
Oh, really?
Yep.
What?
Dude, that is like what I don't know if you would have gone to CEO this year, this last year, I racked up an 80 something win streak in DR with Mokujin and Raven.
What the heck?
Yep.
Damn, Pokey.
Yeah. Project Runaway on?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's finally on.
So what do you? So does that mean you're gonna at least try Raven in 7?
Master Raven, that
Yeah.
new character.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like since they changed the character and ever since they changed the character, it's very different. It doesn't have it has nowhere near the same elements. The movement is buggy. The wall game is nowhere near the same. Since they changed the way the game is played, it's not the same. It had a lot to do more with how DR was played than the actual character itself. Like T5 DR had tech catches in the wall, tech catches mid screen, and none of that stuff really exists anymore.
Hmm.
When you have, like for example, Raven hits you in DR, counter hit 2-4, and he does that like that tap 3-4, that little star.
Right.
If you press any button to tech roll, or you hit or you tap back for a quick rise afterwards, since you're on a side angle, the game interprets it that you can only tech roll in one direction.
Oh, really?
Yep. It's really weird. The game only lets you tech roll in one direction. And when that happens, in that particular direction, if you do the Ravens back turn, if you do 4-4-3, you get a free side hit. So if the other player knows this, they're going to stay on the ground, and you get a free grounded hit. And if you do something that makes you stay back turn, you keep getting 50-50s. So it was a fun character, man.
Interesting.
I love that game. Any of you guys going to CEO?
I thought about it, but CEO is actually there's just a few factors. Like, I guess CEO is kind of far from the airport, and I have no ride. Basically, I don't want to Uber it.
Yeah, I'm not going to CEO. I'll be a little too broke for it.
That's fine.
But
CEO is going to be the first major after T7 drops into console officially, correct?
Is it? It is, right?
Yeah, don't need CEO when you got these. Oh, might be a little dark. The DJ. I didn't pay for it though. It was a gift.
Wait, Combo Breaker that's the weekend right before release, right?
I don't know. All I know is release date is June 2nd, and CEO is after like the third week of June.
Okay.
So
Okay, yeah. Combo Breaker I was thinking about going to, but then I was really thinking about going to Combo Breaker, but then I am probably gonna be in SoCal around that time, so can't go to that.
okay. All right. Project Runaway. Did you actually just wake up for real?
Yeah, that was bad. But now I'm here. Sorry about all that. Actually, I've been interested in going into CEO, but
I have to talk about
I like the format and the wrestling theme, especially when you get on stage and do the WWE. I won't call it nonsense. I call it the you have a cool WWE intro. You break top 8. I always thought that was really cool. So I want to go one of these days, but not a fan of heat. So sorry, Florida.
Hey, Paco.
You have no idea what you're missing, but it's okay. What's up?
How close are you, or like where in Florida are you? Like, are you near Orlando, or are you?
No, I'm in Miami. It's CEO is about a 3-hour and 40-minute drive for me.
Oh, wow.
Which is nothing. I mean, come on, it is what it is. Can you drive? Yes, it's close. That's how I feel about it. If I have to get on a plane, then it's like rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a kid. I have a daughter now. I can't be traveling on airplanes to go play against other people right now. The only people I have to be like Bronson. All I can do is just like play the grown man game. I gotta go in the car. That's it.
I am planning to go to Florida, I think, sometime later this year. So I think around August 10th to the end of August, Project Runaway and me were both going to Japan, and I think maybe a month or two after that, I might look into going to Florida and maybe visiting Massachusetts, just just to play.
You'd be coming to Florida to play, so it was like, okay, mate, you gotta make your bet if you're doing that. What are you gonna who are you gonna be playing in Florida? It's like if you want to play Kodee, you gotta stay upstate. If you want to play me, you have to come to South Florida. It's like, make your bet, man.
Well, I did
Either
talk.
way, you're probably playing against the same character.
No, that's fine. I mean, I already talked to Cody about it a little bit. So he's gonna try and invite some people, and I'll stay at his place. So that'd be pretty cool.
That'd be nice. That would
Um,
actually be nice.
hmm.
Anyway, Project Runaway. I have actually. So here's a question for me. I know that you guys are the host, but here's a question for me. Project Runaway. I have never heard about you. Why don't you tell me?
Okay.
No, this is me being 100% straight shooter. I'm the old guy.
That's
You're the
legit.
new blood. Who the hell are you? Is this a fair question?
I'm a new player. I started getting into the scene around 2012 and trying to improve. And I've been going to a couple tournaments, but no success because I suck. But trying to make a big change for T7. I picked up Brian, and he is the juice. So basically, nowadays, I feel a whole lot more confident on Brian because he basically carries me. He's just so dumb. Like, even when I'm making like extremely bad misinputs, I can still like get around it. Like I was telling one of the dudes in the chat, Divine Fate. I was like, yeah, if I mess up mock kick, I might get forward 4 or down forward 4. And you can hit confirm forward 4 for a combo. And if they get hit by down forward 4, which is a homing move, it's like if they block it, it's safe. But if they get hit by it, you get a free mid soccer kick. So it's like you can't lose. It's like, man, I'm so bad, but he's so good. Or this actually happened at nationals because I was not expecting, like, I usually don't have really good tournament success, but I broke into top 16 nationals, and that felt pretty good. So this happened against my onstage match between Anakin. So I hit Anakin with the counter hit back 2-1, and it looked super random, but actually that was supposed to be a Brian quarter circle back 2-4, and I was just like, I did back 2, better roll with it, just go for back 2-1. And then, like Tekken 3, he got hit by both hits for some reason, and I was like, dang, this character's like really good for some reason.
When you get hit by those 2 hits, you're like, oh crap.
Yeah, it does a lot. It does like 36 by itself for 40. So, what else? Yeah, I've been trying to make my way to turns, but not a lot of success so far. My previous best performance was at Evo. I got like 13th place playing this obscure Jack Roger team, but I probably should have picked up Brian a lot earlier, according to KANE, who I never listened to, but he's obviously always right. Because
never listen to KANE. You're gonna end up playing Lily, or Angel.
Yeah. Well, I'm good on that part.
Yeah, I don't encourage people. I don't encourage people to play Lily. So.
Yeah, Lily, KANE tells me all about her. She is, I got the warning, she's not a good character. But I already knew that, because I tried playing her like 30 games. 30 games in, I was like, this character is absolutely useless. I don't know how they do it. So then I was like, yep, I'm going to skip this character.
Here's the thing, it's the useless characters that like, for example, I can get Bronson to play you with a useless character, and I'll give him a move list of like 5 moves, and he'll piss you off.
Oh,
and because that's all you need. A useless character just needs 5 moves. That's it. if you have 5 moves, like for example, I'll tell you why Jin is good in. I'll tell you why Jin is good in T7 and why he should be higher in the tier lists right now.
Oh, well, actually, no. Jin is great. I mean, I think he's kind of undervalued. Kane was before the Master Cup tier list came out. Kane was putting Vanilla Jin at S tier because like he gets some insane conversions off H drive. So it's like, for example, like you could do something like Hell Sweep Rage Drive, and that's 50%, or you get a float Rage Drive, like you jab float someone Rage Drive, that's 50%. And I was like, dude, this character is really good when he's low. So I don't know, like he got buffed. So personally, I don't see why in Japan they put him that tier. Like, if anything, Vanilla Jin, he's like, I call it the secret hidden float tier. Because if you're like a god at Jin,
like Devil Jin up 4.
Oh, but yeah, basically, like what I mean by the float tier. So I heard a really interesting story by Eris back in the 6.0 days when he first started doing his podcast. Basically, he qualified for SBO or Togeki, something like that. And they went to Japan and they got OCV, and that sucks when you get OCV because it's a single England tournament, right? They all got OCV by this one Jin main, this one Jin player. And the only thing he did was like, parry every single thing. So in my opinion, I think if you're a god tier Jin and you know all the strings, really you can crush a move list. And like you don't really see that too often. They use it more in like niche situations, but if you were kind of that person that said, yeah, I'm gonna bring out this full potential in the parry, that is a whole lot of character to deal with before, and now he's got natural launch electric. His house sweep, yes, don't argue, I had an argument with some dude on the internet. I mean, dude, it's like 20 frames or 19. It's unseeable hell sweep, so it is a hell sweep, even though he's standing, it is a hell sweep. He's got electric, he's got a hell sweep, he can play like a Mishima, he's got great punishers. I don't see why he's like A. Because he's kind of like Xiaoyu in the sense, I'm really behind. Jab float, 50%, while I'm a god. I'm a Jin player. I'm so smart. Rage drive after anything. I'm a genius. So that's just my opinion.
And here's the funny part.
Like, if you're not the best Jin, he's not that great. But if you know how to parry, it's over.
Any of the things that you were mentioning about Rage Drive, that's news to me. I haven't been keeping up.
Oh, you know about that combo conversions?
Nope. I can tell you things like, for example, watching what Bronson was doing against Punko with Akuma. Like Jin has things like that. Like he'll hop kick. You can do back 2-1 and then hit standing 4 and do like those kinds of floats. He has float conversions off anything, including hop kicks for stuff like that. So he can maximize off stuff that's like, that's not what it was supposed to be, but in any situation I can kind of make the best of it. That's one thing, but it's the annoyance factor. It's like, I know that everybody's seen that one video where this Jin player is playing against a Hwang player, and then it's like, triggered, and then there's this rage comeback.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing that I was noticing about it is like, okay, the Jin regular Jin played here is you have standing 4 is what it still comes out like 13 frames, right? That's how fast it comes out, I think. Down 4-1 still comes out at 13 frames. Does down 4-1-4 still knock down? Yes or no?
Down 4-1-4, no, it doesn't knock down. It doesn't.
It's not like in tag? Damn.
No, it's not like tag 2, no.
Damn, I love that crap. Anyways, but is it still natural combo?
Yes. And hit confirm both. And at the wall, it is a wall splat because of the screw, I believe. Well, not all moves are like that. Not all screw attacks, wall splat at the wall, but that one does, I believe.
Okay, so but here's the thing. It's like, okay, I can when you're in situations like that, it's like, okay, your best buttons don't usually track at 13 frames.
Mhm.
So your option is like, okay, so I'm going to sidestep. 13 frame tracking move. I'm going to duck, 13 frame mid.
Yeah.
And if you try getting stupid, they jab. He has you can play extremely annoying with a very limited move list
Yeah.
that is relatively risk free.
Oh yeah.
Cough brain.
Exactly. It's actually, I'm not going to say it's not exactly 100% safe, but it is very brainless. And it's very effective, and you can piss off like smart players. Like take somebody like Speed Kicks, who's he's very smart, certifiably so.
Mm.
And if it gets to that point where you're like, okay, I don't know exactly what to do to outsmart this guy.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna play as foolproof as possible. I'm not going to leave holes that are, the only holes I'm going to leave is going to be stuff that is either very, it's going to be stuff that is very minimal in
Mhm.
terms of what they can do. It's like, okay, if they step, they're going to get tagged. If they press a slow button for any way, shape, or form, they're going to get counter. What do you get off counter hit standing 4 in this game? Just down 2, is that the best, or can you rage drive into it from it?
I'm pretty sure.
You can get back 2-1 into super, or you could get back 2-1-4 into screw, and then whatever.
Back to 1 into screw, which is decent, which is great. Like back to 1 into screw into whatever is more than he got officially by himself before. Actually, no, you could get instant while standing 2-1 in tag 2 into tag assault into bullshit, but that's another 2 cents. Hold on. Dane Rowe, Gandido, what do you think about raw tag shoryukens?
All of the best.
Wait, who's asking me this? Raw tag shoryuken what?
He's a SoCal player. He's a pretty high risk style player. He likes the
I think he's talking about Bob Shoryuken. I'm pretty sure.
mhm.
Well, you can play that. Dane, you can play that style, no problem whatsoever. But in the end, it's like you do a raw tag Bob Shuriken. The one time you get blocked, and you lost the match. That's it.
Well,
It happens one time. It's like, okay, if you did that, if it gets blocked, I get the same launch on you. What's going to do more damage?
Whoops.
Take your pick.
My bad.
My
Yeah.
God, you camera scrubs. What's going on with you guys?
Yeah, sorry about that. Call drop. Okay.
your camera's off.
Oh, there you go.
Well,
Yeah. Oops. So, actually, I want to go more into Jin, since we're on the Jin, let's nerf him train. Okay. All that stuff you're saying, I think that makes Jin really solid in the sense, you could play him kind of T6 style, just be really lame with it and low risk. And it's like, yeah, we're just going to play fast and it's nothing you can really do about it until you force a big whiff. But I'll tell you why Jin's really dumb. So, Brian he formerly had counter hit quarter circle back 3, the low soccer kick, and it was a counter hit launcher, right? And also, it was really dumb because a somewhat mix-up, I mean, it's not really mix-up because you can block it, but, if they're freezing up, because, he has moves to stop sidewalking and sidestepping, a semi-low mid mix-up you can do a Brian is back 1, which is also a counter hit launcher and plus unblocked, right? Super good, right? So, they just nerfed Brian, and it took out the counter hit launch off court to go back 3. But you know who's had a counter hit launch on his low kick? That's the same speed since, I believe T6, or was it tag 2? Jin! He's had down back 4 forever. So it's like, why are people bitching about court to go back 3? In fact, Jin is almost like mini Brian now, because forward is plus on block. Like, why, Namco? Why did you change that?
well,
Did you know that? Did you know that, by the way, Gandido? That forward? I'm pretty sure, right?
Is it with the stance cancel, or is it just basically plus frames on block?
I presume, I think with stance cancel, you're +1. But, I mean, the fact that they improved the frames for any reason whatsoever is like, well, great. Now Jin all day is just like, it's all you have to do to win, dude. Like, literally, you're just a big idiot. You're just like, that's all you're
What?
doing with Jin. Like, you could be the biggest numbskull, and that's all you have to do to win. You just do the low kick, and then sometimes when you need to do keep out, you don't see. Here's the worst part about forward forward. So you don't have to hold forward anymore and do the Zen cancel to get a combo on counter hit. Legit, you just do the mid kick. They're gonna crumple, and you can run up back to 1. Super dumb. So it's like,
Which is what I would probably do because I'm just lazy.
so like if you are like actually an incredibly lazy player, that's all you really have to do. Is just keep doing those 2 moves, and it's like, wow, this was a counter hit launch. Who guessed? You know.
Well, here's the difference.
Dane Rowe, yes, I enjoy Bob's Shoryuken. I love it.
Here's the difference. Jin's low is not as much damage as Brian's, and he doesn't get as much damage off of a combo.
Close
Not nearly as much. I mean, what's the most Jin gets, like back forward 2-1 into down forward 1-4 screw into whatever stupidity he wants to do. That's it.
It's something similar, but it's like was it down for 3 cancel, a demon stance 3? I forgot. I don't know the notations. I just know what it looks like. But
yeah, I mean, Jin's combo damage overall has been somewhat low, but depending on, like, especially if it's a wild stage, the down by 2-2-3 filler is actually really obnoxious. So it depends. I feel like, obviously Brian can convert much harder and he hits a lot harder at the wall and in general combos. But let's face it, man. If you thought the terror of low counter hit launchers was over, you were wrong. You were effing wrong, man.
Yeah.
Plus I'm like, oops, only like 12 or something. Oops, to keep picking you.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's okay. I'm not. That doesn't bug me in any way, shape, or form. I'm used to playing Jin without any of that. My favorite Jin to play as, no joke, DR.
regular Jin?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, by far.
Interesting.
Not interesting. 2-1 +1 on block.
Oh,
And no pushback on the wall.
I mean, that sounds pretty obnoxious.
No, look. I've had this idea. I don't have access to video capture software or hardware in any way, shape, or form. I could teach anybody how to play DR off the top of my head. No freaking joke. I can make any scrub know how to play that game and play it well. I can teach them all the bullshit off the top of my head. Like run away. I can tell you to turn DR right now, and in like 5 minutes, I can tell you all the cheap shit and how to do it with any character. And Kane's been playing DR with me since forever, and I'm gonna tell him shit that he's probably gonna be like, "You never did this crap on me. Why? I never saw this in high level play. Why?" Jin probably had this. Well, it can't be the first best. He didn't have the best wall game in the game because that was Brian, and that's hands down. I mean, guy has unblockable, and that's it. Second best wall game in the game, I think that had to be Nina, just because that what's it called, the sidestep one bullshit. You just can't do anything about it. But after you put those two, because those were in a category of their own, Jen actually had the best wall game in the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It didn't matter which direction if Jin ever got a knockdown on the wall, game was over. It was,
Oh.
or at least that's how it was supposed to be. No, Jin gets knocked down on the wall. If you stay on the ground, he can do down 3+4, like can kicks. And he can keep doing them over and over. He sees you on the ground, does them again. You stay on the ground, do them again. If you tech roll to Jin's right, he sidesteps to the left, up forward 2, and then forward 2, like demon. I think it's called demon paw or something like that.
Yes.
Resplats you. He realigns, does wall standing 1+2, and then can kicks again. If you sidestep to the other side, if he tech rolls to the other side, sidestep right, down 1, hits you on the side, runs up to you, can kicks, resplat to the wall, same game again.
Man, that sounds pretty brutal.
And I only did this in tournament to one person. I went to final round in 2009, and these Atlanta people, this one Gandido player from Atlanta, I don't remember who it was. He busted up my Devil Jin really crappy. He busted up my DJ really, really fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't remember who it was. If I run into Big Boy and I ask him, he'll remember because he was coaching him. And I switched from Devil Jin to regular Jin in tournament, and the guy gives me a look like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And just about everybody gives me this look like, "Oh, he threw the match," and I give him like 6 straight rounds. And after I did the wall game, the guy just kind of went like, "What the fuck?"
I see.
And because after you get hit by the tech traps once, you're like, okay, so I'm just gonna stay on the ground. And then it kicks again and again. After he got hit with them 3 times in a row, he's like,
Well, yeah, it's the stuff that you don't know though.
yeah. You kind of want to give him that. What's that Tom Cruise movie called? The Color of Money. You kind of want to give him that. You kind of want to give him that look, but you don't really do it. But you're thinking about it. You don't do it because you're in Atlanta and it's final round. But you really want to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen that movie, but
Of course, how would you be able to see that movie? You started playing in when? 2012?
Yeah.
You're not old enough to even know about that movie.
Oh damn! Is that the one where he's like a savage and he's in a casino? Nope, too late. He's shaking his head. That's not good. Rip.
Well, luckily, there's no tech traps. Well, I shouldn't say no tech traps, but the Oki has been severely toned down to basically wall damage into a mix-up. That's kind of what it is in 2.7.
Yeah, you get like max side roll, F roll pressure, but it's not the same. There's no more pickups.
Which makes the game crappy to me, in my opinion. It tones down. It toned down. Like, for example, that's one of the things people like. Is the consensus still that Tekken Tag 1 is the best game?
I don't think enough people now know about Tag 1 to be like to have an opinion on that.
Yeah, because people kept insisting, "Oh, it's the best game. It's the best game." When you realize it, that game had tech catches up the ass. Everything was a back roll catch. You always had to know what the other person was doing, and if they catch you off guard, it's like, "Hey, you breathe. You guess what? You breathe. You were breathing. You pressed the button when you landed, and you got launched because guess what? The electric plus tag is a special mid, and there's tech."
Yeah.
But and these exist like in Tekken 5 too. but
So I got a question
it's
actually.
sure.
So when 7 comes out, are you gonna main DJ?
When 7 comes out,
I mean, it's not that long. We've only got
we've only got about a
five
month.
weeks.
We yeah, 5 weeks. Yeah, about 5 weeks and a few days left to go. But when 7 comes out, am I going to main Double Gen?
I know you'll use him at least, but I should say this:
You,
who are you interested in using as a main or picking up as a main?
the thing is, the Mishimas are not really worth it anymore.
I agree.
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah.
They're, no, bullshit. Something like that. They're not worth it anymore. Period. Every character can do just as much damage. You said it yourself. Brian has counter hit, blah blah blah, into whatever, so much damage and safe options, fail safe. I wanted to do this, it didn't come out. I still got a tracking move. Oh my god, it's so safe, it's brainless.
Wow, it sounds exactly like him.
But if I do that with Double Gen, I wanted to do an electric, but I got down too, and a low jab came out, and I got hop kicked.
hmm Yeah.
Really
That sucks.
Kane, how many times has that happened to you?
Not that many because I don't use Mishimas.
Yeah, but no,
Dang.
when you used to, I'm talking about back then.
Oh, I don't know. Back then in DR, like hopkick wasn't like a terrifying thing. So
Mhm.
Did you not play? Are you SoCal or North? Yeah, that's right. Bronson wasn't playing that much after a while, and you didn't have that many King players in your area. It's like hopkick with King. That was still 50% ish.
it was good. King
Yeah,
is still really strong in T7.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
really good.
yeah. So if anything, I'm thinking, who am I maining? More than likely Jin. Who am I?
Okay.
Who am I playing? And then at the tail end of Tag 2, I was maining Jin Double Jin, and
Okay.
and that and I was messing around with Kaz Double Jin. Who am I probably going to play like on the side? More than likely King and Kaz and Double Jin. My problem, Sense Sonic. Jin's forward doesn't hit grounded. It doesn't hit ground. Kane. It doesn't hit grounded at all.
Um, I think it's situational, but I'm not 100% sure.
Sense Sonic. I'll tell you what. I'm pretty sure that Jin's F4 does hit grounded, and I'll tell you why. Um, why don't you do this? Hit somebody with 2-4, dash, run up right to them, and then hit forward 4. If they stayed on the ground, I guarantee you it's going to hit them grounded.
But
Guarantee.
he's talking about T7 though.
I guarantee
Oh,
you it's going to hit them grounded.
okay.
Guarantee you. Forward four,
Yeah.
forward four is one of those buttons. Like, for example, do you guys remember down forward 3 from T5DR with Kazuya? They said it hit grounded, but it wasn't always. It could hit grounded, but it wasn't always.
Oh, you talking about that little knee? He does a little pickup knee. He's like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
So there's buttons that hit grounded, but they hit situational, and usually when those buttons hit situational, what happens is as soon as they land, that's the best time that these buttons hit. I'll give
Okay.
you an
Yes.
example. I'll give you an example. Like if you take tag 2 with regular Jin, you hit 2-4 and you run up to them and you just press and just run up to them and hit forward 4. If you run up to them and you do it and they stay on the ground, it's going to hit them. Not because of the angling, it's just because of the timing. Because if you wait and you walk up to them and you do it, it's going to miss.
Mm-hmm.
It has nothing to do with the angling. Um, there's another thing regarding timing. Back in T5DR, I used to What is this issue? Who the hell is this day guy? Yes, I enjoy speed and weight. I used to play Bob in T6 for Christ's sake.
Yeah, Bob's the best.
Yeah, who is this guy? I have no idea who Dane Rowe is.
He's
This
he's
is
a
why.
real comedian, put it that way.
I could care less. I could care less. Hey, Dane Rowe, look, if you want to play me with Bob, come down to CEO. I'm not too much for cyber trolling. If you want to put your money where your mouth is, come over here. I'll be waiting for you. Game comes out. It's gonna be in tournament setting. Bring it on here.
Do you
And that's official on stream.
Oh. So why don't you play DJ? DJ is still really good.
He said
But it's not worth it. It's
You
not worth it.
it's worth it?
It's not worth it. Down back 2 is -13.
It's still okay. Well,
Down back 2 is -13.
okay.
If one character can launch it, that means it's not worth it.
Yeah, I guess it's just a risk you're willing to take. I mean, speaking of that one character that can launch it, Kaz, like this is just my extreme noob opinion, but Devil Kaz in my paper in my head on paper, I think he's the best character because you basically enter tag 1 mode when you get Devil Kaz, and you're just like you get that 50 damage hell sweep with the upward to fly. Or you get this, special mid electric, and I'm just like, man, that, to me,
actually, it's mid.
It's mid. Ooh, even better. So, I mean, granted, it's punchable on block, but you're already low on life, so really, it's in your favor to gamble already. It's like, oh, I'm not gonna. If you're low on life, I'm gonna try to end it. We're gonna go with the 50% mid or the 50 damage hell sweep. That's just awesome to me.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That's if you're already low on life. You had to make bad choices to get to that point.
I suppose so. I mean, you can look at it that way. But
for example, look, Kodee and I play very differently. Like when he plays Kaz, he is very hell sweep happy. He can be very hell sweep happy even from the very first round. I was like, if I am 1 round up, I'm not going to be doing hell sweeps. I'll be doing hell sweeps when I'm 2 rounds up.
I guess.
Why? Because there's no reason for if I can play safe and minimize punishment. Like for example, when Kano was playing in Puerto Rico, he was always the most consistent placer. What was his deal? He would always find what we would try and find was, what is the button with this character that hits low, particularly low? Which is the low button with this character that does the most damage in terms of safeness? Like, obviously with Kazuya, that's down back 4. And that's why down back 4 is so spammable. The problem is that, it doesn't have a crush factor or anything, so people can hit you out of it.
Yes.
But with Double Jin, down back 2 was like, this is -12. This crushes. It looks like a wave dash. It does a huge chunk of damage.
Yes.
It was like the perfect button.
Yeah, it was really good.
Exactly. So I'm like, why do I need to hell sweep in this game if by doing 2 of these, just by doing 2 of these, I got the same exact amount of damage, and if I got punished for 2 of them, it's like I lost marginally less than what I've gotten for a hell sweep.
Yeah,
it makes no sense.
I mean, it's how do I say it? To me, it's more momentum and
Dane Rowe, I'm not playing online. I'm not going to touch anything until T7.
Oh, I see. What I'm trying to say, like for example, one of the best Kazuyas in Korea is Chokse, and I was watching him play, and I was like, this dude's kind of nutty, but I was like, how do you get high ranks being so crazy? Because he has the execution to do stuff like wave dash, instant while staying 2 or hell sweep, And I saw him do it. I was like, dude, this dude, he just did it. He's gonna blindly do hell sweep or instant while staying too. So I agree. I'm more of a like a safe-minded person, but I also see the merit in like sometimes you gotta do it. You're just gonna like how do I say it? Winning really quickly with just hard 50-50s is very mentally draining if you're the guy on the receiving end. So
Yeah,
in
no,
a way,
I know that. How do you think Crow beat Holman in T6 at Evo?
I forgot about those days, but Crow's the best. He's the legend. How did those matches go?
Look, everybody that the entire point of picking Bob against the Koreans in T6 and Evo, they discarded strategy and they just 50-50'd him to death.
Yeah, there you go. That's what's up.
That's it. That's what it was. It's like it comes to a point. Sometimes it's like, okay, so I got to a point where it's not working for him right now. So I'm like, okay. So if I can get to the point, if I get to this point, I'm just gonna find out which coin flip it is that does the most damage, and I'm just gonna use that.
There you go. That's what's up. And in that regard, that's why I think Mishimas will always be relevant. Not saying they're most ideal, they're not the most perfect characters in this game, but if you're willing to be that way, it's like, dude, I don't care how experienced you are. If you get hell swept 3 times in a row, you better start ducking. It's like, oh fuck, unseeable, 50 damage, rip.
Not really. But maybe it's my experience.
Yes.
Runaway, are you a Mishima player?
I main DJ for a bit, and I'm kind of like you. I'm very hell sweep. How do I say it? Hell sweep. I don't hell sweep too much, but looking back on it,
that's
I
an
did
understatement.
Understatement, yeah. But looking back on it, like maybe like that's why I play Brian now. It's more so what if I play DJ on a good day. Like, I can win just like that. I'm like, yep, it's not, I just won. I'm the greatest. But to me, it's just a much more brutal feeling when I lose because I always felt it was my fault if I don't play up to that character's potential. So, like, when I'm doing really well, I'm like, yeah, it's over. I won in like 10 seconds. This was the, fast game, fast rounds. But if not, it becomes really a grind. Whereas, like I said with Brian, he's unforgiving in the sense that you have to have good game knowledge and understand how to use his tools well. But when you do know that, it's just like everything is a free hookup. You're like, oh, I made a missed input, counter hit. Oh, I made a missed input here, counter hit. It's just like everything he does is very forgiving in a sense. So it's like, oh yeah, I love playing Brian for that. It's just like, well, like I can't win as quickly with Brian as I can with Mishimas, but I do feel a little more at ease. Like even if I'm messing up, he's more forgiving. So that's why I like that's why I like Brian. But yeah, to me, it's more satisfying if I can win quickly and just get it over with. Because I'm not saying I run out of gas, but I feel like the best player will just get it over with. Like, yeah, I have reads, it's over. But if not,
the best player doesn't get it over with.
Boom.
Doesn't just get it over with. The best player just wins consistently.
Yeah, that's true. Like, if you're the winner, that's all that really matters. But
no, he just does it consistently. That's it. It's like, oh, I got it over with. It's like, okay, maybe you got a little closer this time, but I'm still winning all the time. But maybe, like, for example, after Evo 2008, I don't remember when it was. I think it might have been the next year. I did some run back sets with Ryan Hart on T5DR. We must have played, like, I don't know how many first to fives in a row. I don't know officially what the score was. It was pretty close. The actual amount of times what we played versus the amount of first to fives, I don't know what the score was, but it was pretty close. but there was no consensus as to who was playing better, even though some of the matches he was finishing them quicker.
Hmm.
It's like, why was he finishing them quicker? No, because he takes more risks.
Hmm.
I play more calculated. That's why I am constantly looking at the life bar. I'm like, I don't want to throw this out because if this gets blocked right now,
Hmm.
I can lose the match unintentionally, and it's not worth throwing out this button because if this gets blocked, the amount of health that I will have that I am going to lose, it's going to be less in terms. It's basically math in my head. I'm going to have less health than you, even if this hits. Period.
Hmm.
So let's put it this way: if this health sweep hits, and I do a combo, with the amount of health that you would lose, and how that life bar looks, versus how my life bar looks if it gets blocked and I get launched, is it worth it? Usually, no. I usually do a hell sweep combo. If I'm not up like a round or something like that, I will usually do a hell sweep combo just if it finishes the round.
Hmm.
In DR, and Kane, you know this. I kept insisting that people who used Devil Jin's hell sweep in DR were fucking idiots.
I don't know about that. 40% is pretty.
Yeah, but why would you do 40% off a hell sweep when you could do it off a 10-frame command grab?
You can block it.
No, the command grab, you break. If they break the command grab, they broke it. You don't
That's
get
what I mean.
punished for it.
That's what I mean. They
Yeah.
can break it.
Yeah, exactly. They can break it, but what happens if they break it? Nothing.
I guess. I mean, 40%. That's better than T7. Put it that way. You know.
Exactly. But if they would break it, it was nothing, and it comes out in 10 frames.
Yeah, but it's a
And
low.
like, it's a low. But guess what? It's a low, and you can play with mids all day and give them no reason to duck, and that's it.
I don't know. You don't. I mean, if you do a laser grab, they don't have to. They don't have to duck.
Exactly. They don't have to duck. They can just break it.
That's why you do
But
those.
you were one of the only people who was breaking that consistently.
Well,
Legitimate.
Intelligent player. I know it's coming. Lol.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played. I think in both of the series I played Ryan. I don't think he broke it more than once.
Hmm. Well, it's fast.
I don't think he broke it more than once. I think he only legitimately broke it once, and that's it. I don't know. I'd probably have to look. I'd have to look back over. But it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth going. It wasn't going for the. It wasn't worth going for a hell sweep. And it's just looking for that moment. It's just looking for that move that says like it's more worth going for this than going for that. And I don't think Mishimas have something like that anymore. Which is why I'm kind of like in the market for like a new character. And so far, Jin's Hell Sweep probably gives me that because I think his does more damage than like. Can Double Jin still do a Hell Sweep into two God Fists, jab into whatever?
I don't think so. I mean, if you're close, you get Hell Sweep, jab into whatever. Hell Sweep, electric, jab into whatever.
Yeah, you get that's the staple usually. You do house sweep. Wait, no, that's not the staple. I mean, yeah, you can do electric.
I know, but you can do electric, and you can do a Hell Sweep into dash electric, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because there was a time where in vanilla they were doing the hard combo was Hell Sweep, two electrics, stand two, back 2-3, and then Thunder Godfist.
I see.
That was like the damage combo. I don't know if that still works. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't.
Yeah, if you do electric, it'll do a lot more than just doing the 1+4 pickup, which is kind of a little wimpy. But hey, it's a combo, so I mean, there's always a risk rewarded thing. Like Paul's Devilman is launch punishable, but you get hit by Devilman, you better start doing something about it.
Okay, hey, I heard that you can fix combos while standing 1-4 now.
What? What do you mean?
With Jesus Christ,
DJ.
with DJ, yeah, if you hit if you get electric and then if you fuck up an electric and you get it down 2, you can do a while standing 1-4 and that screws, right?
Oh yeah.
The oops.
Must be nice.
Combo.
Well, actually, his while standing 2 also screws.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could do like a Hell Sweep down 2 while standing 2. Yeah, it looks hella stupid, but
it's ghetto. But he's the boy.
yeah, it looks really dumb.
DJ's still overloaded because he's still got lightning screw. Like he's got a better lightning screw than Lars now. I think Lars upward 3 got nerfed. But here's a run back for the stream.
Give me a second.
Oh my goodness! I think Gandido totally missed that.
I was like, I can't hear you guys.
I think I totally missed what?
He just never.
Yes, I did see it. Yes, I saw it. I have the chat. I have it. Trust me.
I don't know. DJ
there are certain things that you just want to unsee sometimes.
DJ doesn't interest me. Like while standing 2 is pretty shitty. I can't stop complaining about that.
Yeah, Wall Side 2 is hot trash. But if you get over that, dude, DJ's still hot. Like up 4-4, why is that move just so unusually good? Just if you could just be dumb, just keep throwing it out. It's delicious. How fast did it start? Does anyone know here?
I think it's 18.
18.
Hold up. Which move? Up 4-4?
DJ up 4-4.
18 and mine is 9.
Yeah. Hey man, that's so fucking good. I just do it every day.
I feel like
Do it all the time.
I feel like it low crushes better now.
No. Don't even.
In 7. I'm talking about 7.
Okay. Maybe.
Yeah, because in DR, he just gets floated out of it all day with like low kicks.
He doesn't get floated. He gets hit on the ground
all day. So it's kind of like capital punishment. That wasn't that good. It's like something you should do.
I don't know. It wasn't very good in DR. He had better mids in DR anyway.
But I think it changed in T6 and Tag 2. Tag 2, back when I was at a little bit, about the same as 7.0, but upward 4 is just like, it's that low. It's just that hot cake. Like, you literally could not, like, I know a certain DJ player online, and I'm not saying, his DJing with any intention at all, but one thing he did get right was he just, like, didn't know anything, so just kept doing upward 4. And he was like, I was like, damn, this guy, well, he's somewhat gets the character. Just keep doing that move. It's really good.
Must be nice.
Oh yeah, it's the only move you actually need. It's the only mid you actually need. You knock someone down, you throw them or whatever, get close, up 4-4.
There you go. See.
Again, see, and you basically proved my point. It's like find the move that gives you the most amount of damage with the least amount of risk. In Double Jin's case, it's up 4-4, and you knock him. It gives you a knockdown, it gives you a free move, and it's actually safe.
Yeah.
That's in terms for a mid, and in terms for a low, it used to be down back 2.
If it's not Kazuya, I think it'll be fine. You can just keep. It's still the same, depending on their wall staying punishers. You just because like Leo, her wall staying 4-1+2, and I have a big suspicion we'll be seeing a lot of Leo soon. Unless they really hit her. But
I think isn't Way Gamble playing Leo still?
Oh yeah. And basically, even if it was -12, I mean Leo, like certain characters are still gonna like. If it was 12, the 2 strong characters right now are Leo and Dragunov, according to that match equip tier list. And down to Ganov, he still gets the wall standing 1-3 punish, and it's just brutal. And Leo has wall standing 4-1+2, and you're like, wow. I mean, it's still the same, especially since they're probably going to be more common. It's in this particular case, you're not getting launched, but it still hurts. So the utility is still there. It's just like, just don't fight Kazuya with Double Jin, I guess. Just, the leg scoop is still really good. It's really obnoxious.
All I want to know is, I mean, just nerf everybody, then everyone can play fair. No, nah.
You would think that would work, but it doesn't. Of course, League of Legends.
No. I mean, it works for some games. It's not necessarily nerfing all the characters. Nerfing the damage though would have been nerfing. I don't know how the damage is looking like in T7. So I don't know. Sometimes I think the game. I don't think. I think sometimes they just need to tone down the juggle damage and just keep the ground game damage much better. That's about it.
In Vanilla 7, the ground damage. I'm talking about like on the floor damage was pretty high. Not high. It was 100%, but now it's like they nerfed that, so it kind of sucks.
Oh.
Yeah, Sensed Sonic. It's not just about increasing the health bar. Like Korea proved that because back in T5DR, Korea was playing their tournaments at 120%, and it really didn't help much. Mishimas were still top tier, so on and so forth. And the only difference that happened was that characters that could still. The only difference that happened was, how do you say this? When the game was being played at 120%, it's like, oh, Mishimas can't kill you in 2 combos, but they still kill you in 3, and the top tier became every character that can kill you in 3 combos.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, so it's like it's not just like the 3 Mishimas, it's like the 3 Mishimas and Julia Chang and a couple of other characters.
Like, do you feel it's necessarily the combo damage, or does it just and we talked about this previously on the podcast before. I feel like it's more so just the juggle length that irks people, because relative to the other Tekken games, I feel like rounds end a lot slower each subsequent Tekken, and in each Street Fighter 2. Like, you ever played Turbo? Super Street, Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Those rounds are like.
Do I have hair on my head? Of course.
So, I think it's more the juggle length that kind of irks people more so than
okay, so
the combo damage per se.
So here's the thing. Juggle length, in a way, kind of leads to higher juggle damage. They tried to limit that in T6 by making sure that as the juggle hits... I don't know if you ever noticed, but as the juggles kept going longer, the character pushback keeps increasing, and that started in T6. But it didn't really help much because... as soon as, it's like, I think the first hit from the juggle started at 70%, and then it started scaling down slowly. I think, the first hit of the juggle should start at 50%, and then they should just start scaling down to 30%, and that's it. Juggle damage takes way too much prevalence, because that's why people keep doing these high-risk moves. Like, if you take down juggle damage, people will play a safer game. And it focuses on ground. It'll focus on the ground game. It will focus on the neutral.
AKA Tekken 4.
Oh yeah, that's a good.
Yeah, the only difference is you take Let's take Tekken 4. Tekken 4 also had like a very, very wacky camera angles and movement. It's not the same build.
Right. I'm just regarding juggle damage,
Yeah, I wouldn't take it to such an extreme.
But people are honestly, if we were going that route, to me, that except for the infinites, obviously the broken stuff, except for the broken stuff, I thought combo scaling looked pretty good there. They're short, they're sweet, you got some guaranteed damage, great. But nowadays, I was looking back on it, like back in T6, I was looking at some staple Brian combos, and people were hitting for like 50, 60%. And I was like, it's actually a little rarer sometimes to see that now in for some characters, like, except for some, it's like, most people are hitting around 35 to 40. So it feels like they toned it down a bit. Like the new combo scaling really helps out.
Oh, well, I have to see. I'll try and look into it as soon as I start doing jab into rage drive with Jin.
Oh yeah, I mean that's more because rage drive is linked to your health. Yeah, that's the comeback factor, and that's great. But like when you don't have rage drive, it's all right. We're doing about T6-ish damage, maybe a little less. So I'm all right with it. But that's just me. And I play Brian, so it's like my character does high damage regardless, even on single hits.
Must be
so
nice.
I was like, well, I'm cool. I'm not hurting. Sorry, boys.
No worries.
I think Elisa's damage is pretty good in T7.
Yeah.
I don't think she's damage-wise. I don't think she's changed a whole lot. Like running 2 into push still does a lot. Her combos are stronger than they were before. Maybe not her wall combo kind of sucks. Actually, it really sucks. But that's just because no tag 2. Like I think she, obviously, a lot of characters were better in tag 2 in terms of damage, just because tag assault. But
yeah, I think tag assault was like the gimmick factor that people wanted, but didn't realize exactly how bad it made the game.
Yeah,
somewhat. Yeah, damage. Well, if you had the team for it and you had the synergy, yeah, it could get pretty rough.
No, it's not even that. I think people miss the point as to exactly why tag assault made tag 2 bad. I'll give you. I guess I can give you like a simple example. Take a move like Double Gen's back 4. Double Gen's back 4 is a move that wasn't meant to be much in Tekken 6 in terms of counter hit.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't touch it, you give it the same properties, but all of a sudden you give it tag assault and it becomes a safe move that still leads to combo.
Mm-hmm.
And you can have 50% from it when it's not supposed to lead to anywhere near that.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
So exactly, and another example. Without I know that with items, Jin's standing 4 on counter hit, he gets like that with whatever that hammer item is that he's supposed to be. Yeah, exactly. He gets a bounce from it, but standing 4 on counter hit, if you do instant while standing 1-2, you can get a bounce. And if you do tag assault on it, guess what? You got a 13 frame tracking counter hit.
Yeah.
Into 50%.
That's the dream.
That's exactly that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's why I feel tag 2 was a little not as well thought out in terms of combos, because there's just some combos that were super retarded.
Yeah, no, it's maybe it wasn't that it wasn't thought out. It's just that people they didn't have
they didn't balance it right for that system.
Maybe now that they didn't balance it, then maybe they just didn't expect exactly how much we would be able to find out.
That I felt like that might be the case, because like I've tried some more obscure combos like in practice mode, and it looks like they did, in essence, patch out some really dumb possibilities, but like, some things clearly escaped. Like that's one reason I played that Jack Roger team, was their wall damage was insane, because like with Jack on point at the wall, he gets for a wall filler. I mean, so Roger does this filler where he spins and then he does like a low kick, and Jack he gets 2 free hits from that wall filler. First he gets 4-4-4, the big mid kick, and then he gets a shoulder right afterwards. And I was like, dang, I don't know if this should be in the game. Or the infamous Princess Link combo where he does lays 4 neutral 3 down 3, and he goes like and then Xiaoyu gets 2 clean hit down back 1s at the wall. God, that was rough. Like he got a lot of tournament success because he just like you keep doing that, and then he got Oki right afterwards for more like sometimes the same combo, and I did like 50% before filler, so it's like before the wall carry.
So the question is, are you playing your characters because you like playing the characters, or are you playing the characters because, oh, they have an OP wall combo, so let me abuse it?
Oh, me?
Well,
no.
In general, I guess.
I play. The problem is, I ended up liking the characters that I was suggested to play as. I started playing out with Lee, and I made the switch. I tend to like characters that force people into 50-50 situations, and Lee didn't quite cut it in that. At least not to my personal level of satisfaction. But I like the characters I play. I like their design in general, and Godfist is still annoying enough. People really hate getting hit by those.
Yeah, it's always been annoying.
It's always been annoying. I mean, after I don't know what's more annoying to them, either getting hit by them or blocking like the 4th or 5th one in a row. That they start giving you that look like, is that all you're gonna do? I'm like, yeah, but you're still blocking them. I don't care.
All right, guys. Well, we're kind of running out of time, so if you have any last questions that you want to ask Gandido, I'm actually pretty excited that you're wanting to play 2-7 again. That you're wanting to get back into it.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy in terms of traveling. Obviously, things are a little different. Things are a little different right now. I'm in a long-term relationship. I obviously job situation's a little bit different, and I have a daughter. It's a little bit more complicated now. I am trying to see if I can at least travel once a year. CEO doesn't count as traveling because it's just a drive around the corner, but I'm trying to see if I can at least travel once a year for this.
You thinking about going to Evo?
Not this year. Not this year. Evo's out of the cards for this year, but I'm trying to see if I can make it for next year. I told myself I'm not traveling until I get my acupuncture licensing, which is I have to take 4 board tests for it, and until I'm not done with that, I'm not traveling out. So grown man responsibilities first.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Understandable.
Since Sonic. So far, I am going to go to CEO. That's the one that I'm going to be going to. I don't know where so far in the moment. If I wanted to go to any particular real tournaments right now, it would probably be Evo, just because, one, it's Las Vegas, 2, I have a particular attachment to it, and 3, I have a score to settle. That top 2 was not supposed to be top 2. It was supposed to be top 1, and I feel like I have to correct that at some point.
Oh yeah, my heart still hurts watching that.
No, it doesn't. Fucking liar.
No,
it doesn't. You weren't there. I mean, there's a Gandido rule now. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean that didn't stop final round.
You think your heart hurts watching that? I still watch it. But yeah, that's about it. If I decide on any other tournaments, I'll let you know.
All right, cool. All right, well, thanks Gandido for being a guest on my show.
Yeah, no, it's been fun, man. It's been fun catching up with you guys.
Yeah, Junior. I don't know if you remember Junior from Arizona says, "What's up?" He says, "What's up? You're a scrub."
Mad Cat June, really?
That's right. Mad Cat.
Yeah, tell him. Yeah, how can he be calling me a scrub when the last time I went to Arizona, I mopped his ass?
Oh shit. Oh dang, we might be visiting you. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, please. You might have to remind him of the fact that I went to Arizona a few times, and I kind of reminded him of why he quit.
Dang, we might have some beef here soon.
All right, guys. Later.
All right, see ya, man.
Nice having you. Bye, everybody. Sorry for being late.
All right.